What is going on, guys? Welcome back for another moto vlog. So last video I definitely lied to you guys. I'm obviously back on the Daytona. We had a nice streak of weather in Rapid and it's like 65 degrees mid-November, so it's usually not this hot in November, so definitely had to take advantage of it again and obviously ride my motorcycle. But trust me guys, the quad videos, they will be coming. I'm super excited for winter. I love messing around in the snow on the quad. It's super fun. There's honestly more stuff to do in the snow than without snow, so definitely stay tuned. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And since we're on the Daytona today, I thought I'd come out and do a quick fifth video for you guys on my engine series. So in today's video, I thought I'd come out and cover two-stroke engines versus four-stroke engines and some differences, obviously, between them. What the heck is that guy doing? And just for clarity, sometimes people refer to two-stroke and four-stroke engines as two and four cycle engines. They're one and the same, it's just a different way to name them. But that brings me to kind of the first fundamental point I want to touch on, and that's the naming. Obviously, two and four cycle / stroke engines, that obviously means something. Oh my gosh, I was spinning out that entire time. Probably from all the dust this truck in front of me is putting down. Golly, it's slippery. Alright, so the first thing I want to touch on is just kind of the fundamental difference between what is a two-stroke or / cycle engine versus a four-cycle engine. So the difference between a two-stroke and a four-stroke engine is simply in the name, really. The reason why a two-stroke engine is called a two-stroke engine and a four-stroke engine is called a four-stroke engine is because of the movements, or how many movements of the piston it takes to complete a full cycle. Oh, we got a fire truck. Crap! What? He just turned his lights off. Okay. Must emergency canceled, question mark? I don't know. So as you might guess, in a two-stroke engine, it takes two strokes of the piston in the engine to complete, don't do it, a full cycle. And of course, in a four-stroke engine, it takes four strokes of the piston to complete a full engine cycle. I can't believe it, but the fan on my motorcycle, I don't know if you guys can hear, but it's on, and it's mid-November. It's crazy. So now that we kind of have a understanding of how a two-stroke and a four-stroke engine work, let's talk about why that's important. Why does you know, if an engine is two versus four strokes even matter? So if we think about what we just learned, basically what we learned is a two-stroke engine has a power stroke twice as often as a four-stroke engine. Or in other words, a four-stroke engine has a power stroke half as many times as a two-stroke engine. And so to kind of put that in perspective, or I guess provide another way of looking at that, what I'm about to say next isn't necessarily completely true, but just kind of think about it theoretically. So if we had a 100cc two-stroke engine and we compared that to a four-stroke, or a four-stroke 100cc engine, technically, you know, that two-stroke, since it has twice as many power strokes, should have double the power as the 100cc four-stroke engine. Got a nice little hilltop view here. Ooh. Woo-hoo. What the heck does this say? To the world you're someone, but to someone you're the world. That's cute. So one of the main differences between a two and four-stroke engine is the fact that in a two-stroke engine, you don't have to change the oil in it. And a lot of you guys will know that because you actually have to mix oil into the fuel that you burn in a two-stroke engine. And that oil that you mix into the fuel for your two-stroke engine is actually what obviously lubricates your engine. But that's also precisely the reason why two-stroke engines are basically now banned from street use, besides, you know, like lawn care like weed whacker type engines. But basically they're a lot dirtier because of the fact that they have to burn that oil in order to operate. And of course a 4-stroke engine is the exact opposite. There is oil, you have to change your oil in a 4-stroke engine, and a 4-stroke engine only burns gas. There's no oil mixed in with your gasoline. Whoa! Caught some air off that. Oh, that view is spectacular. I hope the camera is like not too blurred out. I'm gonna try to like, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see it. And there's one final main difference I want to cover between a 2- and 4-stroke engine, and that's the fact that a 4-stroke engine has what's called valves and a timing chain and so forth. And a 2-stroke engine does not. It has basically what are called passages. And so to further explain that, basically in a 4-stroke engine you have your piston moving up, spark ignites, it shoots the piston down, that's your power stroke. The piston moves up, it pushes the exhaust gases out, it comes back down, that's when your gas and air mixture comes into the engine, and then the piston moves back up. That's your 4-stroke engine. And then that process repeats all over again. And what happens in a 2-stroke engine is, you know, your piston's at the top, the spark plug goes off, it ignites, pushes that piston down, which is your power stroke. Then, basically on the way down, just before it hits the bottom, you know, just before your piston is at the bottommost point, it opens up what's called a passage that lets the exhaust gases out, and then a millisecond, you know, just a little split second after, it opens a different passage a little bit lower at bottom dead center, where the piston is at the bottommost point, and that lets in your new gas and new air mixture to be compressed when the piston moves back up. 2-stroke engines are generally a lot more simpler than 4-stroke engines. In a 2-stroke engine, you don't have you know, cams, you don't have the valves we talked about, you don't have a timing chain, you don't have any of that. A 2-stroke engine basically only has a spark plug, the piston, the cylinder head, and the carburetor that shoots, you know, your gas and air into the engine. Oh, this is my favorite gas station because they have premium only gas pumps. I've never seen that anywhere else. Look at that. It's like my own little like special gas pump. Ethanol free premium. So you don't have to worry about like other gas that's been in the nozzle. It's just premium. I would definitely support these at all gas stations. Woohoo! That's to the top. It's crazy because it literally gets dark at like 4 o'clock here because of the time change. That clock says 4:30, it's actually 3:30, and the sun's like literally a half hour away from going down, which really sucks because it's really nice out. Just no light. And I kind of already touched on this, but I do want to go over why we don't see more 2-stroke engines. You know, if they're more simple and, you know, they produce pretty much double the power theoretically, why don't we see more of them? Why don't we put them in our cars? Well, the simple answer to that is emissions. The US and Europe have way too strict of emission standards for 2-stroke engines to be viable on the road. 4-stroke engines are infinitely cleaner because, you know, they don't have to burn that oil in the fuel. You know, from a typical 2-stroke engine, you can spot it by the blue smoke coming out of the exhaust because of that oil that has to burn in the fuel. And I actually have a video up on my channel of me rebuilding or big boring a 2-stroke engine. It's for what's called a GoPed. I'm sure some of you guys might have heard of them. They're just little stand-up scooters that had a 23cc 2-stroke engine on it, and me and my brother big bored it up to a 26cc. So you guys can watch that if you want to, and it'll kind of give you a inside look at what a 2-stroke engine really looks like. But that is going to be the end of today's video, guys. As you guys can see, it's getting dark, it's getting colder, the sun's going down, so I'm headed home. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always, if you have any questions or comments, you can definitely leave them below. And I will see you guys next Saturday for another video.